who Locke argued had no right even to be included in society. A little harsh from the father of liberalism, but that's what he said. That's one of the most ardent defenders of free speech in history. Of course, speech has limits. As I describe in my book, Speechless, Controlling Words, Controlling Minds. Yeah. Oh, you don't need that. No, come on. You know, it probably would arrive by Christmas if you ordered it right now on your phone. It makes a great stocking stuffer, #1 national bestseller. Anyway, I digress. As I mentioned in my book, Speechless, free speech cannot exist without limits. Free speech depends for its very survival on respect for certain limits. If threats were considered free speech, protected speech, people would not speak as freely because they would censor themselves out of intimidation. That's one of the reasons that our law has never protected threats. If fraud were considered protected speech, then speech itself would become meaningless because people could no longer depend upon language to convey the truth. If obscenity were considered protected speech, it never has been in American history, but if it were, speech would degrade into the base grunting of animals as people lost their will and reason over to lust, and as communities lost their political right to set standards. Sometimes you will hear conservatives. It's not really the conservatives, it's the squishes. Sometimes you will hear the squishes. They will call the real conservatives hypocrites for defending just and prudent limits on speech. They will say that if we ever wield political power, you know, the teeny weeny easy little bit of political power that we ever get sometimes in this country, if we ever wield it to fight back against the threats and the fraud and the obscenity that the left peddles constantly, why then, they say, we'd be no different from the left. That's what they tell us. They say, if we shut down Drag Queen Story Hour at the local elementary school, why, that's no different from shutting down church on Sunday. Either way, they tell us, we'd be wielding the power of the state to enforce certain standards. Yeah, that's called politics. That is called self-government. That is what the Founding Fathers bled to allow us to do. That is what every sensible citizen understood politics as being until about 5 minutes ago when the right got duped into thinking that political power is bad in itself and decided to surrender it all to the libs, who, you may have noticed, have no problem whatsoever using and abusing that political power to destroy our country.